man, the myth, the legend returns.
And is dressed like a tiger. What is up and what is good? Everybody watching this, my sus squad, we out here in the comment section in abundance. It's your host with the most customization, Cantu, back at you guys again with a quick thrift fix video. So basically today I have 3 pairs of shoes that I am going to restore and basically do a little bit of touch-up work on. So the first pair I got off the app OfferUp. It's a nice little app where you guys can buy stuff. You know what, I'm just gonna slow down right there because I'm not sponsored by them, so honestly, fuck them, I don't really give a damn. Anyways, man, this first pair of shoes has a bunch of chipping on the black region of the midsole, and the young gentleman who I got these from actually tried to go Pablo Picasso and color in the chipping with some Sharpies, so I'm just gonna go in and actually fix that. The shoes definitely are a little bit damaged, and he did try and go all Friday Night Lights on these bitches. However, I'm gonna go in the professional way with some Angelus and fix those up. Now, the second pair of shoes I got at the Goodwill, and these are very dope. They're like all Flyknit uppers. These are the Lunar Glide 7s by Nike right here. Now, I just saw these. They were, I think, like 10 bucks. Yeah, they were 10 buckarootle skis.
Tripping.
They were 10 bucks, man. And I just figured, you know what? The midsole looks a little bit dirty. I figure I could do a little bit of customization on these guys and just make them look better all around. So that's gonna be another quick little thrift fix. And then last but certainly not least, you got the most bedraggled pair of shoes in the world. And these are actually for my mom. You guys must be like, damn, Paul, you must hate your mom. No, I love my mom to death. And the reason why I got these for her is because her favorite animal is the flamingo. Now, I know Vans are actually really cheap, but I saw these that are her size. I was like, why fucking not? So I'm actually gonna go in, and these will probably see the biggest transformation because these look like a big pile of stale cow manure. And not even the kind that fertilizes the soil. These are just straight fucked. But I'm gonna go in and actually see what I can do about restoring these. My mom is coming into town tomorrow. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop, skip, and jump straight into it with the first pair of shoes. Alright guys, so the first step that I'm doing is actually taking out all the laces on these Vans Make Her Dance. So these are actually going to be a multi-step, a little restoration process. So obviously the first thing is just to strip them of their laces bare, naked, and good. And the next thing I'm going to do is actually clean the whole little uppers of the shoe very thoroughly with a little bit of soap and water. Now I'm gonna do that just to get all the deep little dirt marks out of the canvas, and then after that, the insides of these shoes are just so disgusting that I figure I might as well fill them up with some detergent and throw them in the washing machine. Now I am risking it for the biscuit with this move because they do have that leather hit and a little leather sock liner. However, if this leather is good enough to resist ankle sweat, then I think it'll survive in the washing machine. So I just fill these bitches with the detergent, throw them in a pillowcase, put them in, and pray for the best. We'll see what happens. In the meantime though, let's get on to the next kick. So the next thing we're gonna do is actually paint the Carmines right now. Now this little restoration is gonna be super simple. You got the Angelus flat black acrylic leather paint right here. And I'm using a bigger brush just because I feel like I got more control with it. And I'm just gonna go in and just paint the midsole. So it's pretty darn straightforward in regards to this little restoration. But yeah, man, all I gotta do is just paint over it. If the paint was really cracking and really chipping, I would go ahead and strip it off, but it's not, so I'm just gonna raw dog this right on and it'll actually work out splendidly. And yeah, I don't tape stuff just because I'm a boss and I trust my damn self. If you can't trust yourself, who can you really trust, you know? Now in total, it only took your boy about 20 minutes to complete the midsole painting of the Carmines, but I got these on an app. They were very cheap, and the only flaw was that midsole. So this simple and sexy solution definitely made a world of a difference when I put these guys on feet. Now that the Carmines are out the way and my Vans are out of the dryer and smelling very fresh and worthy of a mother, I of course whipped out the Angelus flat white paint like a boss, and I just painted the midsole, man. It took 3 coats of paint for me actually to lay down on these guys before the midsole was looking more crispy than a Frisbee and was done looking like some post-apocalyptic ass scenario. And now that the midsole was looking fresh, all I had to do was throw in some super clean white laces and give these joints to my mama. And I think she loved them. So my mom has the Vans on feet and they fit her perfectly. Awesome. What do you think about the restoration work?
Awesome.
All right, guys, so shout out my mom for that little shit. That was great. Anyways, getting on to the last pair of shoe, the first thing I did was just scrub them down with the soap and water concoction. It's world renowned, it's cheap, and it's famous. However, I noticed that on the inside of the shoe, the green little rubberized outsole, or midsole, excuse me, would not come clean because it had all these deep scuffings that just wouldn't come off with the soap and water. So I whipped out some heavy duty acetone, a paper towel because I was out of cotton balls, and then I just scrubbed that bitch down to remove all of those scuff marks that were on deck. So once that was done, the next step was of course to paint the midsole of the shoe. So the original color was lime green, however I like the way that white looked on that biatch, so I just went ahead and added a brand new coat just to make the shoes look a bit newer and more fresh and crispy than a damn frisbee. So once I added 3 coats of paint onto the midsole, I also went ahead and touched up the Nike logo, adding a fresh little coat of white paint atop of that just to make the logo stand out a little bit more. And also the plastic region was scuffed, so I went ahead and added some flat black paint on top of that just to make the shoe look like it was in pristine and clean condition.
Fuck with me.
Alright, man, so honestly, in conclusion, I would just like to say to y'all that I definitely do like how the shoes turned out. This whole video was just made to show how a little bit of effort goes a very long way in regards to kicks that you pick up on the thrift, at the thrift, or on a fucking app in this case. So out of all 3 pairs of shoes I did, I actually like the Vans. I like the way those came out the most because those had a big ass transformation and didn't require all that much work, time, or effort whatsoever. But yeah, man, I just appreciate all the love and support from everyone dropping comments. I definitely do appreciate it. But yeah, I feel like there has to be a voice out here on YouTube that's saying you guys can save money and look fucking dope. It doesn't take that much work. I know there are crazy shoe restorations that are just floating around the internet, but honestly, a lot of times you can find a kick such as this, or the Carmines that just has a little bit of damage, do a little bit of work, and make them look brand spanking new. Peace and love. I'll catch y'all next time. Thrift God, signing out. See ya.
Killing these songs, leaving a bloody life I roost to. And I'm in it to win it, so I'm somebody that you should get